Housing, it can't exist in a vacuum. It's intertwined with everything else. There's just a supply problem in housing. There's not enough housing for the number of people who need it. And so that drives up costs considerably. And so there's a lot of people who simply can't afford market rate rents or market rate housing. And what that does is it creates a population of hundreds of thousands of people, tens of thousands of families who are housing insecure every day. Your rent bill has to be paid every month. There's no flexibility there, but you can skip a meal. You can cut a corner here and there to try to make that rent bill work. When you are faced with the threat of an eviction, it's not just a housing crisis. It's also an education crisis if you have kids, because you might have to move and they might have to move schools. It could be a food crisis because you're saving all of your money to pay your rent and you don't have enough left over for living and sustenance. It can be a mental health crisis because the threat of being homeless or the threat of trying to make your home somewhere else all of a sudden. So it's all of these things bundled together. If we can keep housing stable, then we can provide other social services to alleviate poverty. I do think that connection between housing and food is important because we're talking about the same populations here. We're talking about the same people with intersecting needs. And so unless we can address kind of the whole situation, then we're really just putting a bandage on each problem.